Hello everyone, a very good morning to all of you. Myself Vivek Prakash Yadav and I am here to take your biology class of class 10. And in our continuous series of the class chapter How do organisms reproduce, today we are going to discuss about sexual reproduction in flowering plant. In the last class we have discussed about the introduction of sexual reproduction, about gametes, how they form, what is the genetic matter, importance of DNA replication, how the number of chromosomes going to be halved, so that in the sexual reproduction, when both the parents going to be involved, the total combination would be like same as the normal human beings have, the genetic makeup. Okay. Now in today's class we are going to discuss about sexual reproduction in the flowering plant. So the very first important thing that we need to discuss here is flower. Flower is the main reproductive organ in plant which bear both male and female, reproductive organ. Okay, so it is actually flower which is the main reproductive part of or reproductive organ, or we are not going to say reproductive organ but actually reproductive part in the case of plant. Now depending upon the presence of male flower, means we can divide flower also male flower, female flower, okay, or I mean to say if both the sex organ, that is male and female, going to be present, okay, that is known as bisexual flower. And if only one, like either male part or either female part going to be present, that is known as unisexual flower. Okay. On that, flower is divided into two types. Okay. Flower can be said as perfect flower or imperfect flower. Okay, perfect flower or imperfect flower. Now the perfect flower is actually bisexual flower. Okay, imperfect flower is your unisexual flower. Okay, unisexual flower. So what I told, flower is the main reproductive part of the plant which bear either male or female reproductive, or which can bear both the male or female reproductive organ in the same flower. Now depending upon the presence of male and female reproductive part or organ, if either male or either female reproductive part is going to be present, then we can say that flower is not complete. Reason behind that, because it is lacking the either of the reproductive part, either male or female. So that is the reason we used to say them as imperfect flower. Okay, we used to say them as imperfect flower. But those flower which bear both the reproductive organ for male and female, okay, that kind of flower is known as perfect flower. First point. Second, imperfect flower is also known as unisexual flower, and perfect flower is also known as bisexual flower. One more point, that unisexual flower is also known as dioecious flower. Or bisexual is also known as monoecious. Remember, bisexual flower is also known as monoecious flower. It is a monoecious. In the single flower, both the organ are present. Unisexual flower is also known as dioecious flower. Means dioecious, different flower. Two parts. One is for the male and another is separately for the female. So disexual. Remember all these terms. Perfect flower, bisexual flower, monoecious. Okay. Imperfect flower, unisexual flower, dioecious. Okay. These are the terms you need to be understood. Now we are moving forward. Now the second thing that we are going to discuss here, in case of flower also there are primary reproductive organ and accessory reproductive organ. Okay? What? Flower reproductive part can be divided or differentiated, what you feel like? Divided. Flower reproductive part can be divided into first, that is your primary reproductive part. Primary reproductive part, and another one you can say accessory reproductive organ. Okay, primary reproductive organ and accessory reproductive organ. It means that, see, primary reproductive organs are those organs which involve in gamete formation. Okay, gamete formation. Example, for the female it is pistil or gynoecium. Okay, and the for male it is androecium. Okay, gynoecium, pistil, androecium, or you can say anther, complete structure. Okay, or if we are going to see, we are not going to use this is actually correct, but even more specific, you can say ovary. Okay, ovary, and what I told you, gynoecium, that is also correct, and here you can say anther. Okay, anther, or you can say androecium. Both are correct. When we are going to talk about accessory reproductive organ, these are actually those organ or part of the flower which help in the process of fertilization. Okay, which help in the process of reproduction. Either they are act as the protective part for the reproductive organ, main reproductive organ. I mean to say the accessory reproductive organ that we are saying, they are going to act as protective part for the primary reproductive organ. Got it? Here you can say example means we can say they help in reproduction. Okay, they help in reproduction. Example, sepals, petals, okay, etc. Sepals and petals. Okay, so they are also part of the flower, but they help to attract insect initial, but the bud stage protect the reproductive organ or reproductive part or the flower. Yes. So in that way they are also going to help in the process of fertilization. Okay. Because in the color of the flower, the petals which is attract the insect. Okay. And because of the insect or because of that kind of factors, what happens, the pollen will attach in their body, then they transfer to the other flowers. So in this way they help in the reproduction. So I told you that primary reproductive part and accessory reproductive part, that is also known as secondary. Okay. So these are those which have involved in the formation of gamete, and these are those which are actually help in reproduction. Hope you people understood till here. Now we are going to continue with the male reproductive part. Okay. Male reproductive part. So when we are going to draw the structure of male reproductive part, this is filament, this is anther. Okay, this is filament. Okay. Now, anther, it is bilobe diathecous structure. Okay, it is bilobe diathecous structure which contain pollen grain. Okay, anther is bilobe, like this, one lobe, two lobe, bilobe structure. Okay, and it is diathecous. What? Diathecous. What do you mean by thecous? Means in the single lobe, suppose that this is the single lobe, so inside the lobe there is a partition like this. Okay, single thin membranous structure is there which going to be make a partition in single structure. So that is by diathecous, because of the presence of membranous structure, one portion and second portion. Okay, that will become diathecous. I will show you the structure. It is something like this. Or you can say like this. Okay, so 1, 2 bilobe, and it can be diathecous. It can be diathecous, or you can say you can be made like this. Okay, diathecous structure. So in this there is a chamber-like structure, like this structure. Okay, like this structure. So one lobe, two lobe, bilobe, diathecous. In one lobe there is one theca. In this lobe there is one theca. So this is diathecous, bilobe, diathecous structure, and there is sporangium. We can say a sac, pollen sac. Okay, the bag-like structure cavity. This is known as pollen sac. Inside this pollen sac, actually your pollen grain is present. Okay, inside this pollen grain. Okay, this is your pollen grain. Inside this pollen grain is there. This is theca, you can say theca, and there are many there. Tapetum is there, which is nutritious in function and protective. So we are not going in that much detail according to your syllabus. Now what happened? This anther, okay, when it get mature, okay, what happens? The wall of the anther, okay, that is going to be dehisced or rupture. Okay, that is going to be dehisced and rupture. When they are going to be dehisced and rupture, the pollen grain which are present, okay, the mature pollen grain which are present inside the anther will come out. Okay, which are going to be which are present inside the anther, the mature pollen grain. On maturation of anther, they comes out, and with the help of different kinds of pollinating agents. Okay, with the help of different kinds of pollinating agents, they transfer from one flower to another flower, or from the anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower, or on the same flower. Stigma on the same flower, they transfer and help or cause the reproduction of fertilization. Okay, so this is anther. You understood the concept of anther, structure, how pollen grain present. Now this is filament. Okay, the filament. In case of filament, its size vary. Okay, the size of the filament vary species to species. Species to species. In one species and in another species, the size can be small or large. Okay. What is the reason behind that? Actually, plant like human beings or other animals, plant also try to remove inbreeding depression. What? Inbreeding depression. What is inbreeding depression? Actually, what happens when the fertilization is going to take place every time within the same flower in such kind of cases, so the character is going to be transferred, is going to be reduced, okay, generation after generation, because they are not going to be pollinated by the other source. Okay, other source or other means pollen grain of the same species. So in that case, the quality is going to be reduced. So to minimize that kind of things, what happen? Plant or flower also have adapted that they are going to change the size or the position of stigma and anther. I can show you with some diagram. Suppose this is the female reproductive part. Okay, this is the stigma. You will find that some anther will be small in this anther. So in this case, what happened? In this case, what happened? On maturation, this pollen grain very rarely going to fall on the stigma. Otherwise, they will transfer to some other flower. It can be also like very long. In this case also it is going to be transferred to other position. It can be normal also. It can be normal also. So in this case, there is chances of both type of pollination. So such kind of adaptations are there also. We are not going to study that much detail. But yes, I have informed you that the size of filament can be very species to species. This is main reproductive part, and then it is bilobe diatrical structure which contain pollen grain. This pollen grain contains the male gamete. Okay, this pollen grain contains the male gamete. Now we will discuss a typical structure of pollen grain also. Okay. Pollen grain This is the structure of pollen grain. Okay, this is the structure of pollen grain. This part is known as enzyme. This internal structure is known as enzyme. This structure is known as germinal core. Germinal core. Okay. And this is your vegetative gamete. vegetative gamete, and this one is your generative. Gamete. This is the structure. So first one is known as axine. The outer covering is known as axine, which is very much resistant. It is made up of sporopollenin. Okay, axine made up of a protein that is known as sporopollenin. This protein is very much resistant to drought, flood, high temperatures, which make this pollen get viable for many years, for months, for days. Okay, it is very species to species. So internal is known as intine. Okay, inside which the male gamete is present. In male gamete there is two types. One is vegetative and one is generative. Vegetative gametes that generally provide nutrition, we can say, or it involved in the formation of endosperm. Later when we will discuss about double fertilization, I will explain. And generative is the main, which is small in size and fertile and fuse with the egg cell and form the embryo. And I told you this structure, like spiny structure or rough structure, this helps the pollen grain to get anchored on the stigma of the female reproductive part. This germinal pore or pore, we can say, is the region where this axine is not present, or we can say this sporopollenin is not present. And this is the reason during favorable condition, from here the pollen tube will germinate. Okay, from the germinal pore, okay, the pollen tube will germinate during the favorable condition. Okay, so this is the complete description about male reproductive part in the case of sexual reproduction in the plant. Okay, now in the next class we will discuss about the female reproductive part. Okay, so with this, thank you and have a nice day.